My name is Oleksandr Kirsanov. I go by Sasha. I'm a fourth-year PhD student in Chris Geyer lab at Eastern North Carolina University. So how I got interested in science? I think it started off with my upbringing. My parents were always in science. My dad is an anesthesiologist and pediatrician. My mom is a biochemistry professor. So I was always brought up in a science background from the very little. And then when I graduated from Chuan University with a bachelor's in science, I realized, well, I can do science myself. So our lab focuses on understanding the differentiation of germ cells, specifically male germ cells. And this is a beginning of the process of development of sperm. This is the first few steps. And we're looking at how they differentiate and how they enter this essential process for development of germ cells, which is meiosis. In order for this project to progress the way we wanted it to, we had to find a model for isolation of germ cells. Unfortunately, at this moment, for the things that are necessary for development of contraceptive at that stage, there's no model for isolation. And this was the first step. We needed to find a way to isolate these pure populations and then go through biochemical analysis to actually figure out what's going on. This project itself was very exciting just because initially just understanding germ cell biology is such a complex process. It's very understudied, and just figuring out how this final product, which is the only cell in the body that can fully function outside of the body, is really mind-blowing. And then when I realized how understudied our differentiating cells are, and the implication of understudying these cells for male contraception are just ridiculous. So actually contributing to male contraception is a huge drive for this project. I think one of the biggest challenges today for male contraception is inability to look at distinct cells. We hardly understand how individual cell works, and the organ itself, the testis itself, is so complex that figuring out the specific mechanisms has been very challenging. So I think we're making progress as a field, and with the emergence of new technologies, we're making more and more progress. I think younger people will definitely benefit from this by a lot. I think family planning is a very big problem today. The burden is primarily on the females, and I think men could take a responsibility. The most exciting part of male contraception, and not specifically my project, but male contraception in general, is the fact that we can help so many people that it doesn't seem like it. It's not a disease necessarily, right? But the fact that so many people could be impacted in a positive way, the social economic implication of development of such drugs is just incredible. And I think that's what has been driving me into this area of research. Being able to receive a grant like this is huge for a graduate student. Not only it allows us to develop our career, it also helps our lab. And it's actually a really big motivation, knowing that you are now an independent researcher who virtually pays their own salary is incredible. It's the first taste of what independent research feels like. Right now, the two main ways of contraception is condoms and vasectomy, and both are far from being optimal. The underuse of one and near irreversibility of the other is a huge problem. So I think everybody should know that we're working hard on getting this to a better, safer, more reversible pharmaceutical compound that can actually help people without harming anything. I guess I can speak to both scientific and social aspects of this. And from a social standpoint, I think it's not talked enough I think more people should know why this is a problem, why we need to solve it, and why we are the people to solve this. And I think the more outreach there is, which feels like it's happening more and more, hence we're here, I think that will be very helpful in a long run. I think more people should learn about this from that are not in a scientific field in any way. And from the scientific standpoint, there is just not enough tools, or there weren't enough tools to really dig deep and to really figure out what is going on. And again, because of the technologies that are emerging today, this is the time to shine. This is the time for us to go in there and actually find these molecular targets that we can target. I don't think a lot of scientists really do think about this issue, primarily because just living the science world, almost everything is tied to a disease today. Curing a disease, finding a vaccine, which is, especially right now, is a big deal. And I think what the limitation here is that a lot of graduate students who come in, that's what they know. They think that that is the scope of the science, which it really isn't. Like this is, and this is an example of how we can help a large group of people worldwide in what seems like a very simple way. I think again, it's an outreach problem. It's not enough people hear about this, and I'm glad that MCI takes their time to spread the word and let people know that this is an issue and this has to happen and we have to solve this. I think we can change the world, and I think again, unplanned pregnancies is a very big problem. It's a big socioeconomic problem. Unwanted pregnancies are unwanted, and being able to help people plan their future, help people plan their families is going to be huge. I really think it will change the world.